Okay, so keyword research. What is it? So actually, sorry, let me go back to learning outcomes for a little bit. So what we want to take you guys through today is, understand what keyword research is, a really tight definition around that. And the reason that we want to do that is because my particular industry is full of kind of acronyms and synonyms and technical jargon. So I want to say, when I talk about keyword research, I want to have everyone to have a really clear idea of what that is. When keyword research is useful, we've come up with a handful of the many queries that we get around generally marketing questions that we feel keyword research could help inform a response on. Jody will take you through how to log into the tool, the ins and outs of it, what all the buttons mean, go through all that. She'll also take you through a bit of selection criteria, like you are going to get thrown, once you get into the tool, you'll get thrown hundreds of keywords. So how do you choose them? And Jody will talk you through that. And then she'll bring it back to myself and we'll just talk about a few things to be aware of when you're doing keyword research and a few other caveats. All right, sound good? Give me a wave if so. All right, or some of you could actually wave. That's a good point. Yeah. Tiff, come on.
Here.
Wave. That's fine. Okay. So what is it? All right, what is it? So when I talk about keyword research, when I say it, it is a...
I need to be able to read the thing.
Tiff, you might want to throw your mic on mute.
Because I need to connect it to
too late.
Tiff, you might want to throw your mic on mute. So keyword research is specifically a task that involves identifying popular words and phrases that people enter into search engines. All right, it gives an idea of what people are typing in, right, and how many times they are doing it. All right, those are the two key aspects of keyword research. When I talk about keyword research, it is we are looking at what are people typing in, how many times are they doing it. And typically, although not included in this definition, it's also very much around probably mining some sort of database where all this information is stored. So everything you type into Google search, yes, it is tracked, yes, it is stored, and yes, you can access a lot of it for your own research, for your own purposes. All right? Any questions around that?
Yes, Kim, it's Tony speaking. I just had a question. When you say the number of times, that's per person, so it's a repetitious behaviour?
Yes, a lot of the time. Of course, everyone's unique, but if we go into, if we're talking about all of New Zealand and how they search for, say, dog food, which will come up a lot later, or running shoes, or property management, you'll find that, yes, that they do repeat, and you can see how many times they do. Yeah. And it's actually a good indication also of demand. Natalie, are we going to? Yes, you are. You're going to get a full recording. So yeah. You don't have to. Yeah. I can also send out this presentation as well. Like that's no biggie deal. And David's answer. That's cool. Does that answer your question, Tony?
Thank you.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, so when is it useful? Like, hey, you're talking about all this data, like thousands and thousands of, no, gazillions of searches. What am I talking about? Thousands. So when is it useful? Here are three really common ways that we kind of use it all the time. So say you're the marketing manager, you're a major retailer, your product managers are coming to you and they're going to launch a new product, and maybe you'd like to understand the potential demand for your product. Maybe you'd like to understand if, as soon as you put it out, people are going to be kind of all over it, or whether there needs to be a bit more education of the market. All right. So let me show you what that can look like quickly. And this is like 10, 12 keywords. This is just the basic, right? But say you're launching a new brand of dog food. All right. This keyword reach, this part here on the left, right? Dog food, so dog food, it's saying that it's got about 1,000 searches on average a month. In fact, if you do a quick tally of all the searches around dog food, just around these 8 to 10 keywords, you can probably see that there's probably, what is there, 1, 2, maybe 2,000 searches a month just on 10 keywords, you know, bearing in mind that people search for dog food probably 100 different ways. And so you won't know this because maybe you're just being introduced to the tool. But if I saw this and I saw that there were approximately 2,000 searches a month for a particular topic or brand, that's very viable. I would say that there is a lot of demand for that particular product or service or topic, right? And to give you a bit more context, let's say that you're launching maybe something that's a bit newer, maybe something that people don't know that much about. You know, let's say a baby monitor for dogs. Okay, it's a new thing, same retailer, but you're launching a baby monitor for dogs. So let's look at the differences here, right? Dog monitor, 10 searches a month. Dog camera, maybe 90 searches a month. Oh, people say dog camera. Okay, that's interesting. If I was going to launch this product, I'd file that one away. But you can see here that maybe it's 200, maybe 300 searches a month if you added all these up really, really quickly. I would say in this instance that search, in terms of actually, sorry, let's go back to our question. In terms of informing your marketing decision, I would say that there is a lot more work needed in terms of launching a dog monitor, a dog baby monitor, than there would be if you're launching dog food, right? Like these stats show me, if you came to me and you said, hey, Kim, I'd love to run a search campaign for baby monitors, my response back to you will be, hey, look, you can probably run a small campaign, but there probably needs to be a lot more work done on maybe like Facebook or YouTube or explainer videos that kind of highlight why this product is important and start educating the market, all right? Does that make sense, everyone? Yep. Okay, no others are unmuting. I'm seeing nods. All right, I will move on. Excellent. Scenario 2. Sammy, this one's just for you. So say you've been tasked with developing a content strategy, your company's on board, they're all like, oh my God, content is king, all right? And maybe you are stuck for ideas or you want some ideas. Keyword research is a terrific way to do that. Let me just say that whenever I talk about generating content for a client that we work with, the first place that I always go generally is to the salespeople or the support people. And I'd probably just get the 10, 15, 20 questions that your clients or your customers ask most and generate content around that. Like that would personally be my first stop. The second place I would go would definitely be the keyword research tool. All right. So, you know, if you need some ideas, let's say we are going back to our dog food retailer, you know, let's have a look, you know, why do dogs eat grass? Why do dogs eat poo? There are 200 searches a month for why dogs eat poo, right? Lots of searches for why dogs eat grass. I thought it's because they want to make themselves throw up or something, but still a lot of people looking for this in New Zealand. Like, this is a really good way of getting an understanding of what people might be looking for in terms of those kind of informational queries, right? And keyword research is a really great lead into it, right? And thirdly, obviously, we're going to get asked this a lot. You know, Sheree is thinking about putting some budget into Google Ads or SEO, doesn't know what to budget for, right? Maybe it's a good idea to have a decent idea yourself before going out to a number of search agencies. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a search agency, right? But I mean, we'd be foolish to underestimate the fact that we have vested interest if a company spends more. And so if you want an idea yourself, keyword research is a great way to do that on the Google advertising side, but also on the organic search side, right? To determine how much you want to put in. And so again, keyword research tool, I've just put in, Jody is going to show you all this later, by the way. I'm just pulling out these screenshots for you guys now to illustrate these examples. You know, there are 10 keywords here. Cost, Google Ads will spit out your optimum budget. What they say is your optimum budget. It's really the max budget. If you wanted to ensure that you appeared first for every search that is related to dog food, you'd probably be spending approximately like $5,500, right? And this will show you kind of like the costs per keyword down here, the number of visits you get. They call it clicks. You know, the average CPC of the $1.84, which, by the way, pretty cheap in New Zealand. So this can give you an idea of spend. So if a agency comes back to you and they recommend that you spend $10,000 or $20,000 on the same topic, you know, it's probably a good place to ask, oh, hey, you know, what keywords are you guys looking at? You know, it's just a good indication. Same again, if someone comes back to you and say that, hey, you can run a Google Ads campaign for $500, right? Of course you can do it, but you're going to be giving up something somewhere. And maybe a good question to ask them, and definitely something I'd like to be asked is, well, what are you giving up? You know, I understand that by typing dog food into the kind of keyword planner, like they say a max of 5.5, what am I giving up for this 500 ad spend, right? So yes, those are 3 ways in how keyword research can help. Anyone have any questions around this? Anything unclear to anyone?
Kim, this is a bespoke tool from Insight, is it?
Oh no, this tool is free to all. No, this tool is yeah. Like Jody will tell you how to log in, what all the buttons do. Yeah, no, it's called the Google Keyword Planner, and Jody will go through it in just a moment.
Thank you.
Okay, so how to do it? So how are we going to get all these kind of insights out there? I will hand over to Jody, who will take the presentation.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. So I'm going to take you through and show you how the Google Keyword Planner works. In the email yesterday, there would have been a guide on how to set it all up. So in there it has instructions on actually how to set up Keyword Planner. But after this, I'll reset the Google Ads so you can access Keyword Planner. I'm getting my words all mixed up there. Yeah, I'll resend that out, and I'll show you step by step on how to create your account, and then you can supplement it with this demo on doing your own keyword research. So when we are starting with keyword research, we normally start with creating a seed list. And what a seed list is you come up with a couple keywords, and then from there, you're going to grow it, just like you would with planting a seed. So when you are coming up with a set of keywords, and this is something that we do internally, we will go and we'll look at the copy that's already on the website and get some ideas what's happening there, other marketing collateral that you may already have in your organization. Other things we look at is also slang and shortened versions, like what other things will people be using to try and find your product? So I'll kind of give you an example of this kind of coming from North America. People call dog biscuits, along like that. But we actually sometimes use the term kibble in Canada. So it's thinking about what else would other people be using. And another thing that we do also is we'll pop on competitors' websites and have a look to go what else are they using something? Have they thought about something that we haven't thought of? And this one, the last one I find is really important also, is go around the office or ask your friends and go, if you're trying to find this product, what would you be putting into Google search to try and find it? And the reason being is how David, he may be looking for the exact same product as I am, but the language that David will use may be completely different, but we're both looking for the exact same thing. So asking your peers is another great way to come up with keyword ideas. And there is no right or wrong way to do this. Right now, you're just capturing a bunch of ideas, and then you'll find out when you put it into Keyword Planner how viable those are. And some of you also may get it where your boss might come and tap you on the shoulder and go, hey, I want this keyword. And you're kind of going, not too sure. This is actually a great opportunity for you to test that. And you can get back to them to let them know whether that's a good choice or not. So we are going to come up and put together a set of keywords. Pop this open. So we're sticking within the pet industry theme for this. And I've already I started putting together some of these, and I'll just kind of talk you through where my brain and where my head was at when I was doing this. So obviously, dog food. Looking for dog food, this is the product that I want to introduce. Let's see, I want to see how much searches for that. All right, what other type of dog food is there? There's dry dog food. We also got raw dog food. We also got grain-free dog food. I'm going to pop my slang in there, or alternative uses for the same thing. Probably want my dog food to be delivered if I can't make it to the shops. Actually, I live in Auckland, so actually I want to find dog food that's kind of close to me. So this is, yeah, so it's just kind of like brainstorming ideas as you go along. So I have 8 here. We need to come up with 10. Can anyone give me a few more ideas for some keywords that sit around dog food?
Jane suggested healthy dog food.
Excellent.
I was going to say gluten-free.
Yeah. If your dog does have like an allergy to that, like that's definitely would be something. Oh, gluten-free. I'm going to spell gluten right.
Oh, you're coming hard and fast now.
They are. What other ideas do we got?
Puppy dog food?
Sorry, what was that?
Puppy dog food.
Oh, yeah.
And Natalie's also suggested dog food near me.
All right, I think I'm up to my 10, but Natalie, that is actually like a really great idea with, yeah, really kind of refining that location and kind of refining what people are looking for. And it's probably showing a little bit more of like buyer intent also. All right, so we got our 10. All right, so we probably, yeah, we have enough. So one of the things on why we can only start with 10, and I'll show you this very soon. With Google Keyword Planner, there is limitations on how many seed keywords you can put in there. So yeah, and you can, after a while, I'll show you actually how to swap out keywords and stuff if you're not getting enough search, and you can still just swap out one for another one. All right, so we're going to head over to Keyword Planner now. I'm going to show you actually how to put these keywords in and use them. So when you set up your Google Ads account, you will kind of land on something very similar to what you're seeing here. And to get to Keyword Planner, you just need to pop up by this little wrench, click on there, go all the way down to Planning, and then you want to go to Keyword Planner. Okay, so you're going to be presented with a couple of options. We're going to have discover new keywords or get search volumes and forecast. And because we are looking to see what other ways people are trying to search for what we offer, we're going to go with discover new keywords. All right, and here is where you're going to put your seed keywords. And so with this, with already having them already done up, you can just copy and paste them, give it a copy, pop back there, and it just saves you from typing them all out again. All right. All right, so here it's telling me there's my limit of 10. So yeah, it is a little bit annoying, but in all honesty, it actually used to only give us 3. We're only allowed to do 3 seed keywords at one time. So it is a step up in improvement, but still a little bit frustrating. Okay, so we got our seed keywords in there. Now it's like going, where do you target? And so you can actually set up, by clicking here, you can actually set, if you operate in New Zealand, like get search volumes for all of New Zealand. But if you're only in Auckland, or maybe you're in Hamilton or another area, you can actually set up just to be targeting those certain areas. So you just type in your region, click on target, and then you can actually just go and remove New Zealand. So then you'll just get search volumes which are just sitting in that region. You can also, let's say that you operate in a few different city centers. You can then add Auckland, and you just keep on building it up around those areas. And then also, like if you're not target, if you have a product or a service, but you're just not limited in New Zealand, you can actually add other countries and other areas. This is a global list of, so there's a global list of areas which you can target. So if you are overseas and you're wondering what the market's like over there, you can do search volumes around that. But for the purpose of New Zealand, we're going to stick with New Zealand today. I'm going to cancel that. All right, so here we have it at New Zealand. Okay, the other thing you are going to notice with this, you're going to have start with keywords or start with a website. It's been our personal experience with starting with a website. You're going to get really limited options, and you're not going to get a volume to be able to make decisions with. So we always recommend to go start with keywords. Okay, so now that we got our C keywords in there, we got our region selected, we just pop down to here and we go get results. Okay, so I'm just going to, it's going to run. I'm just going to close this here just so we can have a little bit more space so I can show you what's on screen, but I will come back and talk more about that feature. So once you run your keywords, you'll be seeing this interface here. So here's going to be your original seed keywords that you've put in. Google will also put up some other suggestions for you. And then here that gives you a great little graph on actually how it's trending, whether search volume has gone up or down. So this is, this is quite handy to see even around seasonality on certain things. So you can go, actually, we get spikes at this time for this certain thing. So you can actually start to design and put together plans and strategies around that. So now it will show you the keywords that you provided, so your seed keyword list. Then here you're going to have your average monthly searches. Competition, we don't really, it's not something we really pay attention to too much anymore. It is just kind of like going with the pet industry, and for this, it's already going to be a highly competitive industry. So making a keyword selection based around that, it's not overly relevant. And then if you're interested, if you're here for understanding more about the advertising side of things, here you will have your low range bids and your top of the range bids. And the reason why it kind of gives you kind of that band, it's kind of based on historical data, what people have paid for clicks. So with that, it can help you plan what your maximum budget would be, because I'm not sure how experienced people are with AdWords, but when you are bidding on keywords and people are searching, it goes into an auction. And so with all these searches that are going on, it will go into an auction, and the person that has their bid set to the highest is what's going to trigger their ad. So it's good to know what your range is and what you should be bidding to make sure your ads are being displayed in that top 3. So now we're just going to come down here. We got our C keywords, and then here it's actually going to give you all the other ideas that Google has come up with. And you can see here that there is a lot of keywords there. So for us as an agency, as we're going through a whole website, we will go through this whole list and actually get it narrowed down to anywhere from about 200 to 300, all depending on the size of the website. But because we're just focusing on one product, we're just going to focus on narrowing these down to maybe 20 to 30 keywords. But Here, the problem is, given how many you have there, how do you make the right choice around those? All right. Up there. So when we are making our selection, there's two things that we really look at. We look at relevance, how relevant is everything, and then we also look at demand. So we're just going to cover relevance for the moment. So with keywords, you don't want things that are too broad because it can have multiple meanings, but you also don't want things that are so narrow that you're not actually probably going to be there. It might be too niche for what people are searching for. So what we're looking for is that nice, just right area. And that area normally consists of a string of keywords, which will have 2 to 4 terms in it. So if we go and just have a look at the terms that are too broad, when we have food, pets, puppies, if you are unsure whether a term is too broad, go and pop it into Google and you'll actually be surprised at what actually comes up. So looking at this, food can mean a lot of things. It could be, am I shopping for food? Am I trying to find tomatoes? What is that? If you're looking for pets, there's lots of pets out there. So you might be hoping that people are going to land on dogs, but if you pop that into Google, you're probably going to see a wider range. So it makes it more difficult to try and drive traffic to your website if you are picking those terms that are too broad. And it's also the same thing with these ones that are a little bit too niche. They may actually be quite good FAQ sections. Like, it's not that it's completely irrelevant, but if you're looking for what is happening on a whole, stick with this nice little middle part. So we're seeing that we got dog food, dry dog food delivery, we've got the healthy dog food. So these are all very, very relevant terms for that people would be using to find your product. So it could be a bit, you try and wrap your head around, but if anyone has any questions, please.
Could I just say it's quite interesting that it helps you as well, because I picked out there that they started to define small dog and large dog. So you sort of learn different terms for something you hadn't quite correctly used the terminology correctly.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, when we pop back to, when we go through and select our keywords, we'll go through and I'll be touching on that, and you'll be able to see going, hey, actually people are searching for this. And do I need to actually look at creating content that's a little bit more targeted towards that? And does anyone else have any more questions with relevance? Okay. All right, I'm going to pop in now and we're going to talk about demand. So Kim did touch on this earlier. And when you are selecting keywords, we also look at the relevance, and then we're also looking at demand. So here we can see there's quite a bit of search for dog food. We can see raw dog food has a pretty decent amount. Puppy food also has a decent amount. Dog food online. So these are things that are kind of like running through our heads when we're going, all right, we need to be adding these to our list. And in all honesty, I would probably be adding the NZ made ones also, because it's quite specific, and the dry one also. So here, now we're going to go back to our list and actually start to select some keywords. If it loads. There we go. Okay, so you've now been presented with over 8,000 keywords. And when we come down, we're going to see some brands. We can actually remove these and make it, just help cut down our list, because when people are searching for a specific brand, that means they actually have strong intent that that's the one that they want. So if you actually don't have that brand, or if it's not your brand, I just recommend removing it. And then same with retailers. And we can just start to, it'll just help to clean it up and make it a little bit easier to go through all this. So that's that refine keywords. It's quite handy. All right. All right, so here, yep, I'm seeing we're going to do dog food. Interestingly, buy dog food didn't have that high of a search. Dog food Auckland, not so much. So I probably won't select those because the demand's not there. All right. So remember when I was kind of discussing earlier, like you don't only have 10 here, but you can add and remove keywords. So now that we kind of know buy dog food has not a lot of demand to it, what I am going to do is try and find it. I'm going to remove that. And now Google suggested natural dog food. I'm going to pop that in there and see if that has a better search volume. So yeah, it's just more of a, just so you know that you can take these, you can take these out and add new ones. And you don't actually also need to use the ones that Google suggests. You could actually type it in manually after you've removed it. Okay, and all right. And if anyone there sees keywords which they feel is really relevant, just yell out as we see them, and we can definitely add those to it. Oh, a brand snuck through there.
So Jody, the graph is actually across the weeks of the month, is it?
It is. Okay, this, I missed this part for you. So the graph here is monthly. So it's monthly search volume. And then here you could actually see the search volume, which happens over that year. So here, this has been really interesting. And we've noticed this in quite a few of online retailers or retailers, is there's a COVID spike here. We call it the COVID spike because that's when lots of demand for online shopping and deliveries happened. And then you can see it starting to balance out there. But it's still really interesting because now you can see the different demands that happen throughout the month. And then with other products and services, I also find this is really helpful when it comes to that seasonal, like the seasonal stuff and the seasonal demand. So you could be quite specific and targeted with your campaigns at certain times of the year. All right. All right, so this is when I'm going through and selecting keywords, I'm also looking at this as quite a holistic thing also. So here we see small breed dogs, and there's actually quite a bit of search around small breed dogs. And because you're already kind of sitting in an industry being a pet, as the example that we're using being a pet supplier, you could actually probably do like a really good blog post about small breed dogs, or maybe write a blog post around dog food that's for small breed dogs. So while you're looking at this, you could also be looking at going, hey, that could be a really good idea. Pumpkin for dogs, okay. I'm actually just going to, yeah, and please yell out if you see anything which, pop back up. What I am going to do, because it's gone and stuck those brands back in there.
Mm. I suppose in saying that, Jody, it is good to know who the competition is, isn't it?
Oh, it is. And yeah, to kind of have a look at that number and how much search is happening for it, you kind of have an understanding where you are standing in the market. But for understanding what type of content or what keywords you want to be putting in there, you don't want to kind of be sticking competitor keywords into your brand or competitor, like, yeah, it just leads to brand confusion. All right, I'm gonna pop kibble in there just to, all right, so just for the sake, oh, there we go. See, even this raw food diet for dogs, that'd probably be a really good piece of content also. So I'll add that. Is anyone seeing anything?
Natalie just had a question.
Yeah.
What does broad match mean at the top of the list? Can you sort using different types of keywords like phrase exact?
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. For the broad match and the exact match, this is something that we more use when it comes to setting up a Google Ads campaign. So, and you can set it up into a few different ways where it will be quite broad. So I'm trying to think the best way to explain this. So your broad match will kind of pop an ad for if someone just puts in dog, that has dog food within the phrase that they're searching for. But if you want to select something like exact match, Google will only put up your ads if that's the exact search that's been thrown in, and the phrase match is the same. So it has to be spot on for them to do those ads. Using broad match, it will go, hey, I've just seen, when, let's say I put in what type of dog food should I feed my dog, it will go, oh, I've just seen dog food in this phrase, so I'm going to put that ad up. So, but around doing the keyword research, it's not too important. All right, I'm just going to just because I see that we're starting to run tight on time, I'm just going to pop in just a. All right, so we're up to 20 keywords now, so I reckon we're just going to stop there. And all right, so you've gone through, you've selected your keywords. Now, to add them, you just go and select Add Keywords. And it will add them to your list. And you're like going, okay, great. So you added these to a list. Now, how do I find them? Just pop over to keywords here. And it will take you to this page. So this is going to be quite similar to what Kim kind of just showed you. Well, to what Kim showed you. And so here we're for advertising. Here we can see this is the recommended daily cost, how much impressions, how many clicks you're going to get, your CPC. Just going to dismiss that. And then here you can also see all the keywords that you have selected that are down here. And then also the other one which I quite like also, because that view is quite different to the view that you've just been used to working with. Here it will take you through to a view that's quite similar to the main page when you're doing your keyword research. And this will allow you to see your historical demand. Negative keywords, this is something we use more so for Google Ads. So just to make sure that terms that are not relevant to you or your brand and your product actually do not trigger your ads. So we can put together lists of things which to ensure that your ads don't get triggered for that and you're not paying more than what you need to. But we're just going to pop back to forecasts. All right, so let's say that you've decided that actually I don't want to have large breed dogs in there. I actually want to remove that. I don't want to have that in my forecasts. You just tick on it and then you can remove it. And if you need to, you can also export this data. So if you just go here, you can get your planned forecast, which is quite good for your Google Ads forecast. And then you've got your historical metrics. And I quite like this report because it will actually break down search volumes month per month per month per month. And you can have a look at what's happening at more of a granular level. So that's the differences between the two of them. The next thing is also, so you can still carry on accessing this, because actually this is quite a recent feature, which I quite like also, is it will save your plan. So here we can see that the most recent plan's been saved. And I think it is to go through and just pop a label on it. So you could save it and you could go back and actually refer to that whenever you need to. And then when you pop it through there, it will take you back to that page. So yeah, so it is quite good that you can go back and actually check that. And it's safe for you, so you don't actually have to go through that exercise all over again. So does anyone have any questions or anything that's around that? Okay, I'm just going to actually pass you back to Kim, and he's going to talk through some of the caveats that happen with keyword planning.
Thanks so much, Jody. Okay, let me go through. So I want to be respectful of everyone's time. So if you do need to go at 11, I won't be offended if you just need to drop off. We will still obviously send you the recording. And I'll try to be as quick as I can with this. So caveat, present. Okay, so a few things to be aware of when you're using the tool and you're doing keyword research. So you might notice that all the numbers in there are super neat. You know, they're all very nice, very round numbers. You know, they're all like 1,000, 90, 220, 260. So take these numbers with a grain of salt. All right, if you want to go back and report that there are exactly 1,000 searches every month, well, that's just not the case. They are very much approximations. They are very much averages. You know, I wouldn't quote them as exact figures. But would I say, for example, that you see puppy food here is on 260 and dog food is on 1,000? Could I say with a fair amount of certainty that there are about 4 times as many searches for dog food as there is for puppy food? You could probably make judgments like that, all right? So that's, yeah, take the numbers with a grain of salt. They're averages, they're approximations, but they do give a good understanding of general demand. The second caveat is that the keyword tool can actually lump together or just not show certain keywords. I've just got a very quick example here that is very annoying for one of our clients. So see, I've entered up here in the keyword tool, Auckland Property Management, and then I've spun it around and I've also entered Property Management Auckland. And down here, you can see that under keywords you provided, it only gives us Auckland Property Management, you know, with a term of say 2,400 searches, right? So essentially the Google keyword tool is kind of joining them together and it thinks they are the same. However, when you do a search, you will see that actually the search result is really, really different. So here's Property Management Auckland. I've just cut out the ads, but you can see there's a Google Maps listing, there's up front. And one of our clients, Crocker's here, lists here, you know, under Property Management Auckland. But when you turn it around and you search for Auckland Property Management, like this search result is actually quite different. There is no Google Map listing. There is a company called aucklandproperty.net at the top. You know, there are different pages ranking for our client Crocker's. So it is actually different. Yeah, it's just a thing to be aware of when you're using the tool. You might have entered 10 terms, suddenly only 8 pop out. You're like, what's going on? It's probably lumped a few of your terms together. The 10 limit keyword entry can get pretty annoying, right? You're gonna have to chop and change keywords. Maybe you are doing a few different topics. Do exactly what Jody did, you know, just have a Google Doc open, just keep, you know, paste in several types of keywords. I'd highly recommend something like that and use the add plan feature, like click on that button quite a lot. It won't duplicate, so you can add, if you add the same keyword a bunch of times, it will tell you. Yeah, the 10 limit, it can get pretty annoying. So yes, those are all the caveats. So, I mean, whether or not search is right for your business, how we answer this question is very much around, in every type of sales research that we do, we'll do basic keyword research. We'd look at 10, 15, 20 keywords to help you determine that. I thought it might be cool to show you guys what a full set looks like. Jody was talking about how, who's going to go through 8,000 keywords or 4,000 keywords. We do, it's kind of what we do. But here's a complete set. So we will have gone through, I'm not sure, this is the raw list, and maybe, how many did you do for this, David? This is for a travel client. So maybe you can see here, maybe it's 3,000, I want to say 3,000, approximately 3,000. And we'll go through each of them and we'll refine it to a list. See this green table here?
You're not actually sharing that, Kim.
Yeah.
Oh, Anna? What is it sharing?
It's sharing your slides.
Oh, that's so weird. My bad. Sorry, guys. All right. So let me start the piece one more time. Are you guys seeing the keyword research now?
Yep.
Okay. So so you can see that we would look, I think David for this one looked at maybe 2,500 keywords in total. And you can see all the ones that we kind of excluded here. There's a ton. And we'll refine it to a list of about 200 to 300, as Jody said, depending on the site. So we'll refine it. We'll start sorting them out into rough categories. And then we'll try to summarize the topics into these little things that we call them themes. If you want to do it for an entire site, I applaud you. Go for it. Like do it if you have the time. Definitely do it. For us, it probably takes maybe 8 to 12 hours, depending on the size of the site. If something like this is of interest to you for a client or for yourself, come and have a chat to us afterwards or drop us a line. Otherwise, I think that brings us to the end of the presented part of the webinar. The floor is yours. Is there anything that you'd like to ask questions about, or is there anything else that you'd like us to dig further into? Nope, good. Tony, Tiff, Natalie, Emma, Sammy, Jane. Oh, one more chat. Let's have a look. Are there any other ways to find keywords, e.g. console? Yes, actually, great question. So that was from Natalie, and her question was, are there any other ways to find keywords? So Jody went through a few of them, like competitor sites, asking your friends. In terms of tools, there are lots of tools out there. So there is Google Search Console. You can look at those keywords there. There is Google Trends. But speaking quite frankly, and we use a tool called SEMrush, which is a paid search marketing tool. But all of them, I think all of them actually, in some way or another, will rely on the Google database. So I think for most purposes, honestly, unless you're a search agency or if you want to go down in that regard, I think the Google Keyword Planner can probably handle probably 90–95% of your search queries. David, would you agree? In your own estimation?
Yeah, I do agree. I mean, the thing is that there are some other tools that, Google Search Console, which is free. So if you haven't got your website hooked up to it, you should have it. It will show you the search queries that people use in Google to find your website. So that's a good tool to use, different thing. And yeah, we do use SEMrush. We use some other things because Kim's example about Auckland Property Management and Property Management Auckland is quite useful. I need to use another tool to find out actually what is the search volume for those different things. But that's getting quite niche and a bit detailed, but I think certainly for 80%, Google Keyword Planner is the best tool to use.
What else? Any other questions? No? Okay, I think that will conclude our webinar. Sorry, we are a bit over time, guys. Yeah, that we'll get better off that time management moving forward. But thank you so much for joining us. We hope you got what you wanted out of it. If there is anything else that you need, just let us know when we'll send this recording out to you.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yep.
thanks all. Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Kim. Thanks, Jody. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Lovely to meet everyone.
Dude,
Thanks,
see ya.
guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
See you.